What's up, everybody? It's your boy Kyng Pablo, and welcome back to the channel. So today we got some music news we're going to talk about. You all remember Keri Hilson? She was a R&B pop star back in the early 2000s when her career was just starting to peak. She had a hit song called Turning Me On. Then she had the remix to that song, which there was some shade towards Beyoncé, but come to find out, she never wrote those lyrics. She was on the Breakfast Club the other day, and we're going to listen to what she said in her own words. I'm going to play that, and I'll come back with my commentary.
Now, what are your comments on it now, so far removed from it?
It's a regret. It's a regret, but not in the way that people would think, because that's a song that I actually didn't write. Those are not my words. I was on tour. Polo wanted me to do a remix to Turning Me On. Mm-hmm. He had produced the record, and I wasn't, because I was on tour with Lil Wayne. I wasn't able to lay anything down. He had been on me for a couple of weeks about we need to do a remix. Okay, so I take off. It wasn't happening quick enough for him. I take off. We fly in, and he had another writer in our camp at the time. He had her write this. So he played it for me, this is the remix, because I'm thinking I'm coming in to go write a remix to Turning Me On. The whole time I had been writing concepts, what would I say? How do I even remix this? What do I want to? So I had lines and I had, things that I would have said, but I come into the studio and he plays me this verse, and I'm automatically, I'm not saying that. Mm-hmm. That was my position. And that.
But you knew it was shade when you heard it.
Yeah. You could, but I didn't know really who it was about, but one could guess, and it just was. I'm an athlete, but I'm a finesse player. I'm not a nasty player. I'm not a dirty player. I don't even look at things like that. I'm competitive I'm also a swimmer, so that's a self sport. That's like an inside game. Mm-hmm. And that's how I played every sport that I played. Mm-hmm. So I never found it, but we disagree there, Polo and I, because he believes in kind of the shock jock mentality. He believes in kind of playing dirty to a degree, and I don't.
It's not rap.
So exactly. So I tried to fight him on it, and I began writing my own. That's what I did with my time there, but I want to be careful with the word I use. Mm-hmm. It was quite forceful, you know what I mean?
In an executive artist way?
Yeah, in an executive artist way only. Mm-hmm. Involving others and kind of threatening my career in a real sense. You're not coming, because my album wasn't out yet. So it was you're not coming out if you don't do this. And the mistake that I made was not continuing to fight, but I was in tears. I was crying. I was adamant that I did not want to do that.
And for people that don't know, you were signed to Polo.
I was signed to Polo and Timbaland.
Correct.
Yep, in a joint venture at Interscope Records.
Yep.
And I was young. I was super young. I felt I had no power. I felt I had no choice. But I did record my version, which had nothing like that in it. It was on subject. The song is about men. And I think days after? He remembers more because he was there.
Wow.
He remembers more. Was it days after when it leaked? It leaked days after I did it, but he promised me that wouldn't happen, so it leaked. And that was that. And I protected him. I protected the girl that wrote it, who went on to become famous. I protected everyone in the story, so I had to eat that. And I am still eating it to this day, because I'm getting asked about that however many years, 16, 17 years later. Mm-hmm. It's like I've worn the scarlet letter, really.
Have you ever...
I'm sorry, but when you answer it once, to give people an actual answer, I think that makes it go.
They can't ask again.
I was going to say, I think this is the first time I've heard this, story.
I have before, but maybe you guys is a beautiful platform, a big one, and maybe, hopefully, this is the last time I need to talk about that. But that is definitely a regret of not fighting even stronger. But again, when your career is on the line and they make it that be the way that you perceive the situation, not perceive, but it was pretty clear. But when you're that young, you're just kind of like, fuck.
Maybe they know better than me.
Right.
I have
like,
to, yeah.
Maybe. I never felt like they were right. But because my authenticity said the entire time, this can't be the only way to become, like, I was already doing well.
Yeah.
And in my eyes, although it gained the popularity and the recognition, the song, okay, we had a lot of spins, but from that moment on, I was like, this ain't even my path anymore. Now I gotta ride out.
What did Timbaland say?
I think he just went because they were partners. I think he just went along, but I don't remember that we involved him or that he was involved at all, because he hadn't produced that record. But I wonder now. I would love to ask him, like, what did you think about that? What I do know is he went on to work with B and J,
So did Polo.
and tour with them, and so did Polo. And I'm sitting there like, wow. But again, I was trying to keep peace, and also not wanting to put my career. They were still my bosses. I didn't want to put my career further into detriment. So I just didn't want to step in the shit anymore, though. So I didn't want to hold no magazine with her on I just froze. I just was like shook. So whenever anybody brought it up, probably the last time we were here, like, please don't bring up Beyonce, it was probably that kind of environment, because I was shook. I was scared. I was not of her. Like, I love her. I think she's incredible. She's one of the greatest artists of all time. And I'm a fan, like, have always been. That's never been in question for me. But now it's a name I can't say. It's a magazine I can't hold. It's a conversation I don't want to have publicly, just because I don't want to piss anybody off. I don't want to make things even more weird than they already were. I just wanted it to go away. I wanted it to go away. I wanted it off my scarlet letter, you know what I mean? I wanted to clean myself up and just have the career that I wanted to have, but I didn't know how to do that. I didn't know cleaning it up would mean that. It just felt like a messier situation.
I think people understand the industry now. So they understand, like, producers or executives telling you, yo, this person, or say this about this person, or, stir up some controversy. I think they can understand that. And they can understand 15 years ago you was a younger artist in a completely different space, how you could be pushed to do something like that. I think so.
Now.
Yeah, now I think we can.
Now
a
they
little
could.
bit better.
Back then,
Yeah.
I think it was, people probably felt a different way. And
And if you believe, you knew I was a writer. If you believed that those were my words, then there's no backing out of that, but they're not my words.
And they weren't just about me. I mean, the verse wasn't just about a Beyonce. I remember it was a to the left line in there, but he was shooting at women in general.
But I think it was because, and that's
like, you can sing,
women, I guess, in the industry.
She can sing. Like, you was naming,
it was the move to the left that I think, it was a couple other things, but it was the move to the left that I think people kind of parallel. But, and that's why I'm wondering, like, at what point did you realize, like, oh, like, here's I guess it's all these women, but, like, this is how this is going to be taken, and, like, I'm in the middle of this now.
When it happened is when it leaked, and when I guess we must have seen comments or think pieces and headlines, and it was like all of a sudden all the good headlines just went to that, and they're forever there. I think I just realized it as other people, like, okay. But as I was singing, I was like, is this, because the whole time it was begrudgingly that I went through with his request, but it was like a promise, like, you can write your own if you sing this. And then it leaked, so it was all part of the plan. Wow. So I wasted my time even working on my own verse, because that was what he wanted to happen.
What did your team say when the backlash happened? Did they just step away and say, you on your own now? Or did they support?
That's what it felt like. That's what the fuck it felt like. That everyone went on to normalcy, and I'm the only one left. Like, this is what it felt like. I'm being crucified. I'm being murdered. And I would say, Keri, the human, was looking at Keri Hilson, the artist, like, you deserve that shit. You should have fought harder. I understood it. I got it.
Give yourself grace, though.
Absolutely.
Well, it's tough to do, because I that's something that I held on to. Not again.
Girl, every time we together. It's okay, I got you, sis.
But
Miss Lauren, her wig smells like onions.
First of all,
thank you for making
whatever
me laugh.
makes you laugh.
Thank
Yes,
you.
go ahead.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That was, I
Can't
felt
say
that.
it wasn't true, though, but...
Y'all are crazy. But that is what if. Oh, give myself grace. Yeah. I do now. I do. I have forgiven myself. but that's what, it goes back to the shame that I felt for so long. I'd be ashamed to walk in places or look like myself at times for that reason. Because I'm not a hater. Mm-hmm. I'm really not. Like, to the point where I never even read chart positions. I never even, like, cared about how many sales I have or how much, like, I'm not that girl because I'm not driven by what others are doing or the competition that I feel has nothing to do with what anyone else is doing. I've never felt like shooting anyone else down for their greatness made me greater.
All right, and we're back. So it's very sad that Keri Hilson's career didn't take off like I think it should have. I thought she was a good artist, and I thought she really would have done well for herself. And she didn't even write those lyrics. She knew all along that that's something that she didn't want to do, but as you heard her say, the producers and the label pretty much threatened her career. Either you sing this or you won't sing anything else. And she did do it, and it supposedly got leaked. I think the producer leaked it, or the label leaked it, allegedly, I believe. It's just really, really sad. Hopefully she can revive her career, because I think she's got some new music coming out very soon. Yeah. What else was I going to say about Miss Keri Hilson? Oh, the lady that actually wrote the lyric, Esther Dean, she actually came out and said she did write those lyrics, and she did issue an apology to Keri Hilson. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. We can continue the conversation. This has been your boy Kyng Pablo. Please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Peace.